All right, greetings, Nicole and Jason. Welcome to Meet the Changemakers. So, Jason, I understand that you're a chef and you're vegan. So, what's it like for you being in that world, but still maintaining a lifestyle that, is really held up by very few people?
My beginning I used to eat meat back in the days, but for me, it was all about cooking. I just enjoy to cook. I enjoy to serve people. I enjoy to, show them my talents that I have when it comes to cooking. I cook all types of food, from fish to chicken to steaks, but I'm vegetarian. I enjoy making people smile. I enjoy the comforts of cooking because that's what I do.
So what is it like though, not eating meat? Like how do you taste your dishes, or how do you know, or you know what I mean? Or has that been a challenge for you even, when you're preparing meat dishes, but you don't even eat the meat you're preparing?
Great question. I think that, because I've almost have about 40 years experience cooking, like I was telling you earlier, my first paycheck came from the Southampton Princess Hotel when I was 16 years old. And my uncle opened that door for me, and I was able to cook for 2 weeks in every department, for the whole summer, for about 2.5 months. And I realized at that point that this is what God has chosen for me to do. I had a great friend who is also a Rasta that told me, why are we eating things that are dead and we're living people? So that's where I became vegetarian. But that doesn't mean that I stopped cooking meat and this and that. I'll taste the sauces, but it came from, I know when a steak is medium rare. I know when a steak is rare. I know when a steak is medium well. I know when a steak is well done. So the methods of cooking, I understand that point. So it's not that I choose to consume meat, but at the same time, I'm fine with cooking different dishes. Yeah,
give thanks.
So
Nicole, so Jason's going to be helping you at the Living Green Expo with your stall. What are you planning to make available to people when they come to the expo?
So when they come to the expo, I cook with a lot of love from the heart. So I want the people to feel that they're getting food that is being prepared with a lot of patience, time, and love. When you cook with love, I brought up 6 men in my house, and I fed them for years, and they're grown to be such good men. So when you cook with love, you receive love.
Amen.
So bring your love to the expo and just share and try everything. We're going to have soursop fruit, just tasting. We're going to have vegan, plant-based. We're going to have chickpeas. We're going to have black beans. We're going to have all sorts of lentils. We're going to have butternut squash spaghetti. We're going to do a lot of things that is going to actually make you feel like, hey, I can open up a restaurant. You can come back and get some more. So expo, I want people to sit down, have a glass of Morby, and enjoy what I've put out there from the heart.
All right, give thanks. So you're coming bearing gifts or sharing gifts.
Sharing gifts.
With people when they come to the expo.
Yeah.
And you have Jason there with 40 years of experience as a chef. So people, it looks like you're in for a treat on this one.
Yes, definitely are. And people know that I do some good cooking.
Okay.
They call me up, hey, what you got? And I just cook for them. Instead of having fish cakes, they have salmon cakes. They have black beans. They have lentil burgers. I'm having sourdough onion bread for the rolls. So that's really, really a treat. So come out and don't be afraid to just taste and try. And I'm a plant-based person. I live by being natural, and I like to share, and I like you to see what natural has done for me so it can do it for you. So come out to the expo and enjoy yourself. And don't be afraid to walk around and see everything that's there and get your experience and try.
Correct.
I changed my cupboards everything's glass. You know why? Because I'm not using plastic anymore.
Yeah.
We need to give up the plastic because plastic seeps into everything and we're putting it into our bodies. And that's how people are getting sick. So we need to read and study and just come to the expo so that you can learn.
Yeah, give thanks. Yeah, because this whole thing is about living naturally and thinking sustainably. How do we sustain ourselves, our families,
Yep.
our communities? How do we stay in the natural environment that supports us and things of that nature? So it definitely takes us looking beyond convenience.
Correct.
Yes.
Yeah, we've shifted into a mindset where we're just thinking, how can we make things easier?
Right.
Yeah.
Where what would really need to be focused on is how can we make the decisions that are ultimately in our best interest?
And looking out for the future.
Yes.
Looking out for the next generation that,
Yes.
not trying to be, environmentally friendly, trying not to use things that are disposable. And we, like plant-based is something that we can all be a part of. You know what I mean? And again, I think that vegetarian is a part of that in many, many ways that, is not being biodegradable, that in such a way that we can, use things that are what we use for as waste, we can use as a gain. Things that and that's where I'm really good with is, we had leftover soup from last night, or from some disposables of, we had butternut squash soup, we had lentils, we had shooks. I can make a soup from that. So instead of something that can be in the garbage, we can reuse that to be, environmentally friendly and something that is super, super nice.
Yeah. You're eliminating waste.
Correct.
Exactly.
And that's something that where, it's easy to throw things out. It's too easy, and being, environmentally friendly where, like you said, using things that are biodegradable, not, staying away from plastics, staying away from disposables, right? That we can reuse, using glasses, using china, using all these, these things that, it can be washed and reused. That's plant-based.
Yeah. Well, these are the things that we did on a regular basis.
As I said, like many years ago, when I chose to become, vegan, there wasn't no title back then. I just didn't eat meat. But now you're vegan. They put me in these categories that, wow, I didn't know that. I just don't eat meat, and I'm okay with that.
Right.
But it's totally okay to have a choice. But when you choose to be environmentally friendly, yeah, that's the right choice. That is the right choice.
So Nicole, many people know you, right, for other events that you do. Is preparing food something that we can expect from you now going forward, or is this more like a one-off?
Well, it's going to be something that I do all the time, really, for private people, not just for everybody. But I get calls all the time. Could you do me some vegan burgers, please? Please, I make them. And they come back and back and back. And I'm like, okay, I'm gonna keep this up because this is what I want to do to help the community and to help going green.
Yes, good,
Yes.
thanks. So you got a lot of demand.
Yeah, I do.
So natural blessings is nothing really specifically to do with the food. What is the connection between the food you're selling and natural blessings?
Well, Natural Blessings is the hair show. I've been doing the hair show for 10 years. We have a 10th anniversary coming up, and this is a fundraiser also for Natural Blessings. We want to be able to give you your blessings through talking and giving thanks to people that have been there for me for the last 10 years. And this is a way where we can connect again and let people know what we're up to.
What type of hair show is Natural Blessings? What makes it unique?
What makes it unique is that Nicole delivers mail. Nicole works for the government, so Nicole knows everybody in Bermuda. And I can't see everybody. I don't go to many places anymore like I used to. But I want them to show them that it's a lot of love in Natural Blessings, and we want to share the love again.
So Natural Blessings, that show features just natural hair?
All natural
Sure.
hair. We also do protective style. So what we do, we teach the young children that they don't have to do protective style. They do barley rolls, because when we came up, we used to barley roll hair. So now they're putting braids in children's hair, and that's a no-no. I don't believe in that at all. That is not something that we came up with. We believe in natural is from the heart, what God gave us, and we need to embrace what we have and know that we are what we eat. So it starts from the garden. When you start putting your greens in your body, that's when your hair grows. When you start flourishing, it's when you put your oils in. It's like a lifestyle, like how we're changing the lifestyle. So we need to garden. We need to put our fingers in our head and touch our hair, and not this synthetic hair and the hair that they're selling, because that's an easy way. We don't want to go that way. We want to be able to get in there and embrace what God gave us and let it shine and let it grow, because that's like our protection. That's our antenna. So people have to learn. And if you want to learn, come to Natural Blessings and come share the love.
All right. And where will people be able to find Natural Blessings? When is all that taking place, and where?
Natural Blessings 10th Anniversary Hair Expo will be at Pier 6 on February 21st, 2026.
Okay, so it's coming up next year, early next year.
Early next year. Get ready.
Sure. So is it a nighttime event, or does it happen all day?
From 1 to 6, and then 6 to 7 the after party.
Okay. All
We
right.
will have Luciano, Anthony Cruz, and Jamali.
Okay. All right. And what about the chef? Chef, will you be back for Natural Blessings for the hair show?
You know, with Nicole, you know, everything is possible.
No,
You know, I wouldn't even think that I was going to be here this evening. I just landed in Bermuda last night. Been here for half a day. She reached out.
baby.
She's reached out, and yeah, God willing. You know what I mean? Like, you know, I'm super proud to be Bermudian. You know, living in Toronto. I'm super proud of being a chef that can deliver promising food that everybody can enjoy. And again, because I don't eat meat doesn't mean I don't know how to cook meat, right? It's just, this is my choice, and I'm just here to support Nicole on her mission. Yeah, I appreciate that. Like I said, this evening, she said, Jason, we got some people. I want you to cook for them, da-da-da-da-da. And that's what we did. I went into the house. The ingredients were there. I just executed. Yeah.
Right.
You know what I mean?
Right.
This is the God-given talent that I have. And I'm better with my hands than my tongue.
Okay.
You know what I mean? Trust me, I'm better with my hands than my tongue.
No,
But
good.
this is a talent that God has given me since I was about 15 years old.
All right.
And he said, "This, you know, you can cook." You know, and I was glad that my uncle just opened the door for me that at Southampton Princess, and everybody knows Princess Hotel, Shooks. Come on, you're doing something right.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
For real.
So I'm super grateful that
Yep.
I had the opportunity, and now I'm super grateful to be in Toronto, that I'm giving the same experience to the seniors. You know, don't mess with my potato salad. Don't mess with my jerk chicken. Don't mess with my butter chicken. Yeah, I'm throwing down.
Right,
You know what I
right.
mean? And then when it comes to the vegan part, yeah, I'm there.
So tell me something. An event like the Living Green Expo is all about living naturally, thinking sustainably, and all the vendors in the food court are going to be plant-based. So do you enjoy it even more when you're able to prepare food
Yeah.
that's in alignment with your own liberty?
100%. 100%.
Yep.
All right.
100%.
So we could be looking forward to a lot of love
Yeah,
food.
100%.
Oh, yeah.
You know, but it just shows that, you know, what I've taught people, that I can cook vegetarian for you and you won't miss the meat, because I'm going to give you so many different options that are vegetarian that you won't miss the chicken. You're not going to miss the goat. You're not going to miss the beef. You know, I'm just going to give you vegetarian dishes on top of vegetarian dishes, plant-based dishes, and you will not miss the meat. Trust me.
Yes.
You know?
And Bermuda were telling you, come out and have that experience, you know? We're not saying that you have to go without meat for the rest of your life or even the rest of your day, but take the opportunity to come into the food court and try some plant-based meals.
Amen.
Because some of the things you think may not be possible right now, you may find that they really are. And that's one thing that does concern people.
Yeah.
People are like, oh,
Yeah.
I don't know if I can give up meat and then. I'm not saying You don't have to give up meat,
No.
but you may not miss it.
Yeah.
Exactly.
You know what I mean? You may not miss. You're thinking that you're gonna miss it, and you're gonna eat the meal and say, "Oh wow, that was good. That was fulfilling. That was nutritious. I feel good. It tastes great.
You're light.
You know."
Yeah.
And
very light when you.
I didn't even miss the fact that there was no meat involved.
Thank you.
You know what I mean? So that's an experience.
We can go from chili to roasted vegetables to roast potatoes to goose to quinoa to mac and cheese, right? You know what I mean? And that's just a start.
Right.
And that's just a start.
It's a lot of variety. I tell people all the time that, you know, when I shifted, I was very young. I was like 21 years old when I changed my lifestyle, and I never realized how many vegetables are out there too.
Yeah.
Wow.
You saw tonight. We didn't take no pictures. We didn't even take no pictures.
did take pictures.
There was 2 dishes. I had parsnips, I had celery, I had peppers, I had onions, I had mushrooms, I had green beans, carrots, right? Right?
Beans, yeah.
You know, and that was just, you know, and then on top of that, we just did salmon and we did some steak. You know?
And everybody had a good time.
Everybody had a good time.
Okay.
You know?
Well, give thanks. Give thanks for that for sure.
Respect.
So yeah, so in terms of what you're offering at the expo, is it you're offering a whole range of different things, or is it primarily just based around the
vegan burgers?
Okay.
And we're gonna have butternut squash spaghetti with chickpea spaghetti, and we're gonna do soursop, and we're gonna also do the molby.
Okay.
So that's what we're gonna do
Right. At the expo.
at the expo.
So people are looking for, and this is a fundraiser for natural blessings.
For natural blessings, yeah.
Right. And Natural Blessings is in its 10th year.
10th year.
Wow.
Okay.
I'm so happy about
Awesome.
it.
And what's that experience been like with you? I remember long time ago, you know, it's almost like a former life when I had graduated from university and I was working at the Bank of Bermuda, you know? And I remember going into meetings and there were women in those meetings and they were standing up and saying, listen, you can't tell me how to wear my hair. You know, like, you know, if I want to have natural hair, you know, that choice is up to me. You know, these type of things. And there was a lot of pushback happening because, you know, I remember I was in Bahamas one time and they were like, oh, you have to perm your hair and you have to wear stockings and all of these rules that they had. And I was like, wow, just as a young boy, I remember women standing up, you know, and saying like, listen, my hairstyle doesn't have anything to do with my ability to do my work.
Right. That's
And
right.
things of that nature. So how has your hair show been embraced over the years? Like, what's the type of response that you would get from people?
I get so much. I mean, everywhere I go, they're like, Nicole, your hair is so beautiful. I want mine like yours. And I'm like, you have beautiful hair. You have to play with it. You take your own hands and play around with it, and you can have it just like me. But you are what you eat. When you put your greens down, your hair will grow. It's just like a plant. You water it, and it grows. So you have to nourish your hair and lock the moisture in. You have to take time out and twist it and plait it, and it helps you to grow. It's just like when you're learning something, you have to study. So then you study and play with your hair and do things that will make it grow. And I have 2 grandchildren, and thank God for them. I use them all the time, plaiting and twisting their hair. I tell them, let me show you how to do a plait. But I don't want them to have fish hooks. So when they're plaiting, I see a fish hook. I said, no, go back. So I make them to go back up to the top and start back plaiting back down. And if I see a fish hook, you're not doing it right. So I have 2 beautiful granddaughters, and their hair is so beautiful. And I want them to learn to take the business over. Because as I get older, I'm nurturing natural blessings for my 2 grandchildren. They'll be doing the welcome. They'll be involved in it. And I want to give back to my generation so that they can grow and remember Nana. And that's it. But to let people know that for doing it to teach, I go to once a month, every year around the youth library, and I go in the back and teach the young children about natural hair, about even hygiene, to use coconut oil underneath their armpits instead of deodorant because they're young. And when you're young, you don't need a whole lot of chemicals. You need just natural products. And so that's what makes us grow, make our hair grow, I'm sorry. Okay?
All right. So you're giving back to the young people
Giving
as
back
well.
to young. Over the last 10, 15 years, I've given scholarships.
Yes.
I've paid for people to go back to school, their rent. I've paid for people's Belco bills. I've given grocery vouchers. I've given pharmacy cards so they can buy their medicine. I've given a lot to Bermuda. And I love, because my father taught me, when you give, it comes back 10 times full. So thank you. It's coming from the heart.
Amen.
I love my Bermudians, and I love who I am.
Amen.
All right. Well, give thanks.
Amen.
So you heard it, everyone, right? Natural Blessings will be at the Living Green Expo selling some nice vegan food that's going to be provided for you. Burgers, some different pastas, morbi and things of that nature. Going to be a lots of love in it. You got a lot of experience with these two cooking up and preparing. What's that? And the sauce up as well, preparing all the food. So yeah, so remember, come out to the Living Green Expo. It's going to be on Sunday, November 23rd from 10 a.m. to 6 p.m. It's free, it's family-oriented, it's educational, it's experiential. There's a lot to offer, a lot to share, lots of beautiful people looking to interact with you and share tricks and tips that have benefited them for the entire life. So we look forward to seeing you, and we thank you guys for joining us on Meet the Changemakers.
Thank you.
Thank you.
All right.
Thank you.
Have a good evening, everyone.
Too.
All right. Peace and